AI is it's changing everything, right? And it feels like it's happening at lightning speed, promising this future of incredible innovation. But there's a huge catch. Behind all these amazing algorithms is a massive growing problem, this insatiable hunger for energy. So today, we're going to dig into a really fascinating paradox. Could the very tech that's creating an energy crisis also be the best tool we have to solve it? Let's get into it. So you see all the cool stuff AI can do every single day, but what we don't see is its energy consumption. It's this invisible force that's putting a crazy amount of strain on our global power systems. So what are we really talking about here? What's the hidden price tag on this revolution? It's this wild balancing act, you know? On one side, you've got these incredible breakthroughs in AI that are completely reshaping whole industries, really for the better. But on the other side, every single one of those breakthroughs comes with a pretty steep energy cost. It demands more and more power. And that's the core dilemma we're facing. Progress, yeah, but at what cost? All right, so let's really dig into the problem side of things first. And look, this isn't just about some big numbers on a spreadsheet. The consequences of AI's energy appetite are very real, and they're already starting to put a ton of stress on our aging power grids. I mean, just think about it for a second. Our power grids, they were built for a totally different time. They were not designed for the kind of massive, nonstop energy pull that these AI data centers need. It's kind of like we're trying to drop a Formula One engine into a vintage car. Something's gotta give. And the sheer scale of this is, well, it's kind of staggering. We're not just talking a little bump in energy use here. What we're seeing from AI systems completely dwarfs what traditional tech was using. It's this exponential curve that's really at the heart of the problem. Right, and that massive growth creates this whole domino effect. When demand just blows past supply, you're looking at a real risk of blackouts. And to try and keep up, what do? We often fall back on fossil fuels, which, just pumps more carbon into the atmosphere and makes climate change worse. And of course, when demand goes up, so do our energy bills. It affects everybody. Okay, but it's not all bad news. Not by a long shot. This is where it gets really interesting. What if the same tech that's causing this headache is also the key to solving it? How can we turn around and use AI's own intelligence to fight back against the energy crisis it helped create? This right here, this is the pivot, the turning point of the whole story. Instead of just seeing AI as the villain of the piece, what if we see it as the most powerful tool we've got to build a smarter, more efficient, and more sustainable energy future? Maybe the answer has been right in front of us the whole time. So where do we start? Step one is a massive, massive upgrade to our infrastructure. Our traditional grids are basically relics. They're like one-way streets, inefficient and easily broken. The future, it's the smart grid. This thing is a dynamic two-way network, and it's run by AI. This is the kind of upgrade our energy system is crying out for. So what exactly makes a smart grid so smart? Well, AI is basically its brain. Imagine this. A huge heat wave is rolling in. The old way, we wait for things to break, then scramble to fix them. The new way, the AI sees it coming. It analyzes all this data in real time, predicts that huge spike in demand, and starts rerouting power before there's ever a problem. It's all about being proactive instead of reactive. But just managing the power we already have, that's not going to be enough. The next big piece of the puzzle is actually making more clean energy. And guess what? AI is becoming best friends with renewables, forging this really powerful, sustainable partnership. The biggest knock on renewable energy has always been its reliability, right? The sun's not always out, the wind's not always blowing. But this is where AI just shines. First, it acts like this super smart weather forecaster, predicting exactly how much energy we're going to get. Then it's constantly tweaking every single solar panel and wind turbine to squeeze out every last drop of power. And finally, it's like the ultimate manager for big battery systems, saving up all that clean energy and deploying it exactly when we need it. Okay, so we've talked about the grid, we've talked about renewables. The other part of the solution is to look inward, at AI itself. This has kicked off this whole new field called sustainable AI. And the goal is pretty straightforward, but it's a game changer. Build AI systems that are just way more energy efficient right from the start. So how do they actually do that? Well, on the software side, you've got these really clever techniques like model pruning. You can think of it like trimming the fat off an AI model to make it leaner and faster. Then you pair that with specialized hardware. Instead of using generic chips, we're building things called TPUs.
tensor processing units, designed for one thing and one thing only, running AI tasks. It's just so much more efficient. The end result is you get all that incredible AI power while just sipping electricity instead of guzzling it. So, look, the technology is there. We have the tools to solve this. But actually doing it, that's not just a tech problem. It's this really complex balancing act between moving fast with innovation and, being responsible about our shared future.
And yeah, this is where it gets complicated, because people are involved. Solving this means you have to get everyone on the same page. You've got governments, and they're focused on regulation and long-term sustainability. Then you have the corporations, who are, of course, thinking about efficiency and profit. And then there's all of us, the public. And we want transparency and energy that we can actually afford. Any real solution has to check all of those boxes. And that's why government policy is just absolutely crucial here. Without smart regulations that push companies to innovate in a sustainable way, progress is going to be way too slow. Good policy basically creates the rules of the road that can steer this whole industry in a greener direction.
And hey, this isn't just some futuristic idea. It is happening right now all over the planet. You've got San Francisco using AI to manage its power grid. Denmark is way ahead of the curve, using it to get the most out of their wind and solar farms. You see cities like Barcelona and Singapore using AI to make buildings and energy storage way more efficient. These solutions are out there, and they're working. So, when you take a step back, it really all comes down to one big question. AI's appetite for energy is growing like crazy. But so is our ability to come up with brilliant solutions. It's a race. Can we innovate our way out of this faster than we're consuming our way into a problem? The answer to that is going to define the next chapter of our technological age.